Jack Johnson? No, he's not good enough, right?
I wouldn't. I think he's going to end up outside of it.
This is a good test to like see who's good.
Well, it's
just where the tour's at.
Yeah,
that's what's interesting. I'm excited for relegation and promotion. However they pan that out.
Dang, Triple H is crushing it.
Gosh, I don't know a lot of these people. That's the thing. National's like everybody because he gets the video games. I got him a PlayStation thing. It was actually at a golf tournament. You have the whole table of all these cool prizes, like men prizes, like Android or drones, and my son's Switch is outdated because it's the old one. So there's a PlayStation handheld right there. I'm like, all right, I get that. But it's like,
Do you know how I learned
golf
club
on that
selection?
Though. Yeah.
Tiger 10.
Wow.
On Xbox.
That's funny.
My kids taught me how to play it.
Eric
summer,
Cole.
And I couldn't. And I just
Eric Cole's my next pick.
And I couldn't stop playing it.
Really?
But that's how I learned club selection is because
it
gives you the club you should use
for the distance. Yeah, that's not bad.
I told Paul that.
Eric Cole's my number one. Or number 3. Do you think he's too good though?
Oh no, I think he's a really good.
He bounces in the middle.
Plus,
he'll have some good streaks, but he's on a down streak. I feel a little bit. He hasn't been on.
He's also one of my favorite stories.
Making it through for what?
Do you know his mom and dad are?
What?
Do you know his parents?
I think I've heard there's somebody, right? No.
So.
I heard a story that he won
minute and a half into our life.
Thank you.
Tour event and won.
Yeah, no, his parents
like funded most of his
dad
341-4222 or go online at valleyplumbing.com.
Tour player for 20 years. 3 or 4 time winner. His mom is Laura Ball. USAM champ and the original LPGA sex symbol, even though she never won.
Price just for you by bundling your home and auto with the State Farm personal price plan. Go bananas.
He's an interesting story.
Hey, make it a large. Bundling. Just another way to save with the personal price plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
Enjoy your weekend. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. Enjoy the NBA and Stanley Cup playoffs action. We've got games both days from both sports on your home of the NBA and the NHL. Also, NBA Draft Lottery, where are the Jazz picking? We'll talk about that and so much more on a Monday Sean O'Connell Show, 11 to 2 on ESPN 700 and 92.1 FM.
This is your home of the Utes on game day and every day. You're tuned to KALL, North Salt Lake, ESPN 700 and 92.1 FM.
All right, here we go.
This is Utah Golf Radio. For the next 2 hours, we'll give you the best coverage of golf in Utah. Now bringing you inside the ropes. Here's Paul Pugmire and Jan Brownstein.
Good morning, Utah Golf Radio. Coming to you live today from T-Box Centerville. We are here to tell you all about what the inventor of T-Box, Preston Unk, has been doing lately. Yes, some good stuff. We are coming to you in partnership with Utah's leading golf organizations, the Utah Golf Association, the Utah Section PGA, Fairways Media, the Utah Golf Foundation, the Utah Golf Course Superintendents Association, the Utah Junior Golf Association, and First Tee Utah. I am Paul Pugmire, your host and president of First Tee Utah. I'm here with our co-host, Jan Brownstein. Jan, good morning.
Good morning, Paul Pugmire.
Jan, you feeling good today?
I feel fantastic today. I just mentioned to you, I've been
playing
some really good golf. I don't know what's going on.
No, not good golf. Tell us what you're going to be doing today.
Oh, I'm going to play golf with my son. I haven't played with him for a while. We used to play all the time, and then one day he just stopped playing golf, and I don't know why. So today we're
golf altogether or golf with you? Okay.
All together. So I got to find out why. I have a feeling it's my fault, but it's going to, but it's Mother's Day. So.
And that's why you're doing this. And
yeah.
So this is a very cool thing. We've got some Mother's Day stuffs going on for you today. We will be talking with Mike Alleman from Uinta Golf later about their Mother's Day sale. But Jan, I love this. What do you want for Mother's Day, Jan?
I want to play golf with my son.
Play golf with my son. How cool is that?
That's awesome. Special.
I don't need a
good
gift.
stuff.
I don't need something I already have. What I want is to spend time with my son. Yeah.
We talk about a lot of champions here on Utah Golf Radio. We love championship golf, and we're going to talk champions later in the show.
Sweet.
But the highest order of this game is playing golf with people you love. Jan, go you. That is so
That's
cool.
awesome.
Very excited.
This first hour of the show is presented by Salt Lake City Golf at slcgolf.com and the Salt Lake City Golf app. Use the app or the website to make your tee times on any of the great Salt Lake City golf courses. And the key part of that is there are two key parts. Number one, Salt Lake City Golf. Number two, make your tee times. And I'm talking to me on this. We we have shamed me on this show recently because I'm not good at making tee times.
So, Paul, what is the time frame in which you can make a tee time on the app on the Salt Lake City Golf app?
Tell me.
No, you tell me. I would like to know if you actually know what it is.
It's Saturday morning test.
I think it's 7 days.
You are correct. Ding, ding,
You are
ding.
correct,
It is
sir.
7 days.
Okay.
So you know this. You know the process.
Okay. And we are powered as always by T-Box at tbx.golf, where they have cracked the code on the whole golfer experience with clubs, coaching, and community. Get yourself to a T-Box. You will have fun. Your game will improve. And we're at T-Box Centerville today. This is the intergalactic world headquarters of T-Box. We're going to be talking about that in a minute because they are leaving the galaxy. But we are here with Jordan Bloxham. Jordan, friend of the show. It's always so good
Morning,
to see
Paul.
you. Good morning.
I think this is the first time in like the whole year that I've actually had a voice when I've come on the show.
Yeah, you've been sick, man. But you sound good.
It's
dude.
good. It's finally back. It's great.
You got a good radio voice.
And
Yeah.
that sonorous voice
Yeah.
is, as I mentioned, the inventor of T-Box, Preston Unk, the president, CEO, Grand Exalted Ruler. Preston, what a pleasure to see you again and joining
Thanks,
us
Paul.
on the show.
Well,
Thank
thanks.
you.
Thanks for having me, and thanks for being here. Dan, good
Absolutely.
to see you as well.
We love
Happy
being
Mother's Day weekend.
Thank you so much.
Preston, we are so glad to have you join us because you have earned and built a really
Thanks.
charmed life.
Wow.
Okay, and I say that with absolute respect.
Thank you.
But
Thank you.
seriously, dude, what you pulled off a few weeks ago, it just takes it to another level.
Yeah, it was fun.
Okay, we need to hear all about
Sure.
this. You got to caddy for
Yeah.
Sir Nick Faldo in the par 3 contest at the Masters
Yeah.
Wednesday.
Yeah.
Holy cow, tell us all about it.
Yeah, well, Sir Nick's a good partner of ours. He came on about a year ago now, he's invested in T-Box. He helps with our programming and training and some of our coaching. It's a big legacy for him. Obviously, he's 6-time major winner,
He's been around Augusta a couple
just
times, hasn't
couple
he?
times, yeah.
For anybody out there who's thinking, geez, I think I know this. Yes, you do.
Yeah.
3-time Augusta is 3-time Masters champion and one of only 4 players to win it back to back.
Yeah, which
Okay.
happened this year.
Happened
with,
this year.
with Rory, which is
Rory,
cool.
Rory became the 4th.
And he and Rory are really close.
Mm.
And a lot of Rory's junior golf was mentored by Sir Nick in Ireland and whatnot. But no, it was really cool. So just to step a couple feet back, we were at our summit in St. George in October, and Sir Nick and Lady Lindsay were there, and they just kind of approached me on owning a golf business. You kind of assume that people think that you golf like all the best courses and you've been all the great tournaments. And I mean, I've been in golf since 2020, and then I got into the business of golf, which has got me into golf and in this office most of the time. And so they were talking about Augusta and some things, and kind of didn't even ask me if I'd been, kind of just assumed. And I made a joke like I always do. It's like, well, they don't let people from Ogden in Augusta. It's just, we're not worthy. And, so then the night goes, and we had a dinner that night, and then I was walking Lady Lindsay and Sir Nick to their room, and Lady Lindsay's, her arms in mine, kind of just as we're walking, and she pulls me aside and she says, "Hey, Preston, I want to just tell you that we're going to invite you, Jeff, my partner, and Brian to Augusta this year." And it just like my jaw dropped, and I actually got a little emotional because we had done the lottery every year, and
it's
like
winning the lottery.
just a few hours before that, we were joking about they don't let people from Ogden in, and I guess you have to be maybe with a 3-time major winner to get let in from Ogden.
That helps.
Yeah,
it
yeah.
does.
So that was one thing. And then shortly after, as we were walking, Cernick goes, and I'd like if you'd caddy for me on Wednesday on the par 3 contest. And just was like, whoa, like
What?
what, like seriously?
Okay,
He was talking to somebody else.
what was your immediate emotive response? It could go a dozen directions
Yeah.
even at once. What
Oh
would
man,
that
just
feel like?
in the beginning, I was emotional. I was just very,
Didn't any sound come out at first?
yeah, no, not
Okay.
really.
Not
I
at
mean,
all.
it was just really, honored because Cernick he usually teases me around my swing and my grip. I'm a baseball player, so I can like choke that club, and he calls us the Salt Lake Grippers because of how we grip. But this was like the first time with me that he's been like serious. But in respect to the condition, it was pretty cool. And I remember just that night, like I just let it settle, had to get back into the groove of things, and then it really hit me that night when I was talking to my wife in our hotel. I was like Cernick asked me to caddy for him, and I'm going to Augusta here in like 6 months or
who's
so.
the first person you told?
Well, it was my wife,
Well,
and then Brian and Jeff. I said, "Hey, by the way, like we just got invited to Augusta," and it was special because through this experience of learning and figuring out whether we were a good fit for Cernick and Lady Lindsay. It was
for their partnership with
just
T-Box.
a partnership with T-Box, and we got to really know them. We've been up to Montana where he lives and a couple times and just got to know them and so it was really rewarding for Jeff, who initiated the conversation with when Klaus, the founder of TrackMan, asked us if, hey, you interested in possibly partnering with Cernick? And it's like, Klaus, that's like really silly
actually
question.
Now that you mention it, yes.
Sure.
But and so it was an honor for T-Box in general. That was the thing is, sometimes as the founder, I get to do some things like that. But at the end of the day, like I told our team, like the whole team is coming with us.
Mm-hmm.
We couldn't, but in heart they were.
Okay, there's several things I want to know about.
Yeah.
First of all, you look good in a white jumpsuit.
Well,
okay.
Yeah.
It was fit nice. You wore it well. I mean, on that, we go on that thing. Who wears it well? Preston,
well,
you wear the white
I'll
jumpsuit.
Take that. It was pretty cool. Pretty tight around there.
So do they fit you in advance? Do they say
no?
So how do you find the right jumpsuit? Because there were 3-year-old kids there. You didn't have one of those.
No, I didn't have one of those. I'm sure they probably fit those in advance, or something.
So how do you get your?
Yeah, it was an actually pretty unique experience.
Jumpsuit day. Everyone gets in line.
No, like I'll tell you, it was like our tea time was 1:00, and Lady Lindsay was like, be there around 11:45 at the kind of the gate where the range is, because there's the caddy house behind it, and so that was pretty much all the instruction I got. So I'm a little nervous because you also don't have your phone.
At Augusta, I've had a little experience with this. When they say be there at 11:45, they don't mean 11:44 or 11:46.
No,
they mean 11:45.
Yeah, and the funny thing is she in her head, because at Augusta there's the tree, the tree, right? And that's where you meet. And to her, when she said be there at 11:45, she meant the tree. I'm thinking the caddy house. So there was a little bit of like,
okay.
So that actually plays into the story. So they went to the tree, and because that's out of the clubhouse where Cernick, it's kind of like you don't go to the clubhouse unless you've paid like $1 million or you're Cernick or players, right?
They can escort you.
Yeah, they'll escort you.
Yeah.
So I didn't even think about that. I just went to the caddy house, and I was waiting there for a little bit, but I literally walked up to this like security guard by the caddy house and was like, hey, I'm a caddy. And they didn't check any credentials. My name, you think like your name would be on this like gold plate, and it's like
with your picture,
your social security number, your heart rate at this time is like, it's just like, but like, because of the formality of it, but they're like, okay, great. And they literally walked me back to the caddy house, and I walked into the stream, and of course my name was on that list, but like I literally walked through all the players on the range, and Butch Harmon was right there, and it was just like, okay, I'm here, gotta act like the part, I guess.
And then they all go and press. Hey,
no, they were no.
Okay.
But I get to this, a room probably the same size as this office. It's nothing special, and there was all the jumpsuits hanging up, and they knew my size. Like I'm generally a medium, and then they pulled it off like there was no name on it. It was just like a normal jumpsuit, and I didn't even they didn't even have to pull my sleeves or my whatever to how long it was, but it fit perfect. So maybe it was just a great fit for it.
You're an off the rack kind of guy.
Yeah, there we go. That's good. Yeah, I've lost some lbs, but so it was neat because then they pulled the Faldo name badge, and and that had my name on it on just a little post-it note, and so that was kind of a cool there was a little bit of Unk and Faldo right there, and then they slap that on your back, and you go in the locker room, which was a really cool because it was the caddy's locker room. So I go in and you feel so out of place because you're like, I'm just this dude from Ogden, Utah. I own a golf business, but I'm a 10 handicap. But the cool thing was that I took my time because I'm like, this will never happen again. And so I walk into that locker room and they're all eating, and there's 5 TVs up just of ESPN and, just whatever. Caddies were kind of laying back, kind of relaxing because it was their day to also somewhat relax during that time because they weren't working. Usually, obviously their families or the players' families are caddying. So I sit down and I'm changing, and, I have my britches, the gown halfway or the thing halfway up, and Scott, what's his name slipping my mind? Scotty Scheffler's caddy.
Scott.
Ted Scott. Yeah. He comes and sits
you.
right down next to me, and I've my pants halfway down. I'm just sitting there,
You're sitting there with Ted Scott.
at the worst time because I have the best, probably one of the best Augusta caddies, Masters history.
Yes.
Sit down. And he goes, "Who are you caddying for?" And I was like, "Sir Nick Faldo." He's, "Oh, that's a good bag," and I was like, "You got any tips?" As I'm pulling my britches up, the over, and he's, "Oh, just go have fun," and it was great. Put his stuff in his locker and walked away, and so
he didn't go show up, keep up, and shut up.
Yeah, that's right. That's what I probably should have done. Yeah, no, it was cool, and just to be around the people you watch every day, but not the players, the caddies. I think the cool thing about it is the caddies are a lot of the time the backbone of these players, especially somebody like Scott, and that connection between him and Scheffler, it's a good argument that he's the reason Scheffler is who he is on tour.
One can make that point.
Yeah. So, but no, and then I got on the range. Well, finally met up with Faldo and Lady Lindsay. And where were you? I was like, well, I was here because I thought I was supposed to, whatever. But he hit some balls, and it was cool. It was he wanted to win. That's the thing. He did not go there. He didn't tell me I'm going to win this thing, but you could tell he's a competitor. And there was a question. He had his heart procedure 2 months before that, 2 or 3 months before that. I mean, it was full open heart surgery. I don't know if you heard, but it was a high risk one too. And so he hadn't hit a driver until that Sunday when he got to play with his kid at Matthew at Augusta. But the competitive bugs, he was on the range. You could tell without him even saying, he's going for it, So that was a really cool experience. A lot of players paid their respect, we'll walk up and hey, sure. Nick, and
absolutely.
And I'm just this sitting back, just
holding his bag.
I'm with him.
Well, I actually just was it was the coolest thing to just not be recognized and be a fly on the wall.
But you've got Faldo on your back, right?
Yeah, okay. Yeah. So, and of course Jeff and Brian and Simon Faldo's manager just taking pictures, and they're press that. They're oh, I'm yeah, this is cool, But then, of course, on hole number 9, you get to hit a ball. The caddy gets a hit. And so
I want to hear about that. But before we do that, so you get out to the first tee.
Yeah.
What is your role in it? Does he turn to you and say, what should I hit here, Preston?
No, there was no, there was no, what should I hit? I did help with distance,
He just 6.
Yeah. I helped with distance. And
so did you have a yardage book? Were you shooting it with a laser?
Lasered it. Yeah. Lasered it. And then,
gave him front.
Carry, we were playing with Harry Hall, so and that was a really cool story, just in a nutshell. A lot cooler than my story. He was a junior golfer in England, which is a cool connection. They did that on purpose with Sir Nick
and the Brits together.
And so with Harry was too young for Sir Nick to watch him play. Listen to him on obviously TV with the Masters with CBS, but an idol there. But I asked, you kind of assume their caddy might be just their normal caddy. So I asked Harry, his caddy, said, how long you been caddying for? He's 20 minutes, he's my story, but he was probably in his 50s or so. And he told me that when Harry got into golf, he didn't have clubs really. He just was borrowing the golf courses, like clubs and junior clubs that were laying around. And he was doing pretty good. And this guy was a member and kind of a family friend. And he bought his first set of clubs and helped mentor him at the course. And after that year, Harry said, when I make it to Augusta, you're going to caddy for me in the par 3. And he was like 12 years old. Isn't that pretty cool? Like the chills went down my back. I'm like, dude, your story's a lot cooler than mine.
Okay,
Like,
that is so cool. And look, I had a little Harry Hall connection 4 or 5 years ago. He was in town for the Monday Q for the Corn Ferry event here.
Yeah.
And he was in a playoff for the last spot. And I walked with him.
Oh, really?
Talked with him for a little bit.
Yeah.
Just a really gracious, kindly guy. And he hits it. Holy cow.
He hits it hard.
And he got out of the queue and he had a top 20 that week.
Yeah,
so
that's cool.
Go Harry Hall.
He had his wife and his little daughter there, which was cool. And,
yeah.
No, yeah. So that first tee, it was interesting. Sir Nick took probably 10, 12 seconds standing over the ball. And, where everybody else was like, it's a 95, 100 yard shot, and, I noticed like he was nervous. And so we're walking, he hits it. It's a good shot, middle of the green, a little far back, still on the green. And we walk, I catch up to him because he was like a quick walker. Like he just, that was one thing I learned after 3 holes. If I didn't catch up to him, just walk behind him. Like it was fine. But I said, hey, not every day you hit in front of, all these people. And he said, oh yeah, I still get nervous, which is interesting. Like it's a par 3 contest on a Wednesday for, 69, right? And but it's just that mode of, again, he wants to compete and perform for the people who came out.
You're making a really important point, and I want to pause on that for a little minute, and especially kids or parents of kids who play. Nick Faldo, 6-time major champ, three British Opens, 3 Masters, World Golf Hall of Fame, and he says, I still get nervous. The point is, it is not only okay to get nervous, it is good.
Yeah.
It means
your blood flowing.
2 things.
Yeah.
It means that the event matters, and it means that you care.
Yeah.
Don't ever try not to be nervous. Learn how to work with it.
Yeah. It's great advice.
Obviously, Nick Faldo knows how to work with it for him. And there are different ways, and it'll be different for each person. But parents of kids, help your kids learn how to work with being nervous.
Yeah.
All right, let's move forward to the number 9 tee. Caddies get to slap one. How'd it go?
Yeah. So I had practiced 4 shots on the range. It's kind of like one of those things on the range where it was like we kind of forgot about it because we were just in the moment. He was talking and he's like, oh wait, you should hit some balls first. I was like in my head because I was like thinking about it. I was like, yes, please. I wasn't going to ask, but thank you for letting me swing a club before. And I hit 4 beautiful like pitching wedge, and they're his clubs. He's a little taller, he's got bigger hands, and his grips are huge. And so they weren't my clubs, which could be an excuse. Like we'll leave that for in a second.
Let's just go with it.
Yeah, we'll go with it.
Okay.
But I hit 4 beautiful balls. So my confidence is like, all right, like and I'm on the range of guys I watch on TV all the time.
So you've got a good range game.
Yeah, I mean that is true. Like that is not just at Augusta.
Okay.
I could be at like Golf City back in the day, but so then we get in. It's on hole number 8. It's around a pond, and so like we watch hole number 8. And I'm kind of seeing 9, and you hear the crowd like, oh, like, and then there's like some of the wives hitting drivers or some of the kids, and they're like sailing these drivers into the crowd, just and you're like, these are not the shots to see, like, and one of the caddies, one of the players' caddies' dad, they're from Japan. And he barely hit the ball right before me. And so it's just like, all these excuses, right? Yeah. Like here they come. And then it's my turn. And Cerny goes like, your adrenaline's up probably. Like, let's go to 50 degree, not a pitching wedge, which was a good call because I was pin high. But a pitching wedge and a 50 degree, like a Bertinardi iron or wedge is different. Like the look down for a 10 handicap player, I was like, great. And you have like 15,000 people watching you. Oh, and Scott Van Pelt's like TV. Right there.
And it's not live on TV.
Yeah. Okay. And my wife was like, you were never on TV. It's like, well, it's because I'm Preston on TV. So I wasn't too worried about
that. You don't know that.
I know. Yeah, because it's true. Like the ESPN thing and Scott Van Pelt's right there.
Yeah, because if you had made a hole in one, then they would have showed that.
So I get over the ball, and the interesting thing is I was nervous, but I wasn't like heart pounding,
Yeah.
can't grip a club, nervous. But I lined up like I normally did, and I hit great. I just came over the top a little bit, and it started straight and had my draw and went right in the water. And you're just like, like it's so bad you want to tell the story that you stuck it on the green, but it was fun. And he said like golfers, he said like, or it's like baseball players don't cry, or he like just did this little joke and next time or whatever. And I was like, there probably won't be a next time. But,
Okay.
Yeah.
You were there.
Put it in the water.
You did it. This was the coolest thing.
Yeah.
Way to go. Congratulations.
Thank you.
That is really cool. All right. We need to do a little JetX update. Come listen to a story about a pro named Jed, a poor 3-putter. He had bogeys in his head. And then one day he was shooting at the green. Got the worst dang bounce anybody ever seen. Left, that is. Short-sided. In the rough. The JetX Jug, brought to us by our good friends at First Utah Bank. Check them out, firstutahbank.com. JetX Jug, the backdoor fantasy game we play here on Utah Golf Radio. We're coming down to the end of the sign-up period. You can sign up through the conclusion of the PGA Championship coming up next week. JetX Jug, we are identifying the 3 players who will barely make the FedEx Cup playoffs. You're getting the Bubble Boys here, and you get a point for every position they finish up through, and including number 70. Jan, what do we get for 71 and beyond?
Nothing.
Nothing, not a nil, no points. And so the trick is to get players who will get you points. Triple H leads the game right now by a pretty good margin. Total of 183 points over Jan, actually, in second place, and 7-time champ in third place coming up.
But I would like to say that 7-time champ has been beating me with Adam Scott. However, this week my Kurt Kitayama has 3 points over said Adam Scott.
There we go. Okay,
So,
that makes a difference. You can play for free. Go to utahgolfradio.com. Follow the obvious JetX Jug buttons, and you can sign up once for each email address that you have. Play the JetX Jug. It's fun. We have a great time with it, and you will as well. The JetX Jug brought to us by First Utah Bank. Jan, we need a U-Pot update.
Give me an update. I need some scores. Want to see my U-Pots on the leaderboard and watch them play. Yeah. Give me an update. I need some scores. Want to see my U-Pots on the leaderboard and watch them play. Yeah.
The U-Pot update brought to us by our good friends at Scott Golf. This Utah product is so sweet. Check them out, scottgolf.com. These are the best feeling clubs I've ever played, straight up. And you will love Scott Golf clubs. Check them out. Jan, how are the Utah players on tour? Our U-Pots, how are they doing?
All right, well, let's start with Tony. Tony did get a sponsor's exemption to play in the Truist this week. He currently sits at T17 -3, 139 on a round of 67 and 72. Looks good, Tony.
Nice.
Yeah. And
can I pause there for a minute?
Yes, go ahead.
So far this year, Tony has not put together 4 rounds in the same week. So he's got a couple of solid rounds.
Fingers crossed.
Jordan,
yes, you can finish
fingers crossed.
We've talked about this. It might be his surgically repaired foot that he had done over the winter, that he still isn't back from that. We don't know. Tony isn't saying, but he hasn't put together 4 rounds yet.
It hasn't been a good year.
No.
Yet. I mean, it's not horrible, but yeah, he needs to put together a good week to give him some confidence moving forward.
And some points.
That too.
Points would help. Okay, Jan.
And then the other boys are at the one flight, I believe, in Myrtle Beach. And let's see, Zach Blair currently sits T30 -3, 139 on a round of 70 and 69. Patrick Fishburne. I had Peter Quest on my brain this morning. So Patrick Fishburne is also at the one flight. He currently sits T38 -2, 140 on a round of 69 and 71. Mike Weir is currently at the Insperity Invitational. He currently sits T11 -4 on a first round, 68.
Let's go back to Blair and Fishburne and Preston. Where are these guys from?
They're from O-Town, Ogden.
So they
Because
do
I
let
wanted
them
to
in.
give
They
you-
do.
They do let them
Yeah.
into PGA
Well, both
places.
of them. I mean, Zach hasn't played at Masters, has he?
Uh-uh.
I guess
No,
but they-
no,
they-
neither.
either.
Neither
is Patrick.
So
Fishburne,
maybe they
but
don't let him
they
in.
will.
Maybe.
Well, so I had Danny.
Oh,
That's true.
You were the
That's,
first- you were the first one,
I won't
so.
say anything.
That's
Um,
matter of fact. Next time you see Patrick and Zach,
Yeah.
tell them that you got to a guest before they did.
But the thing is, they get paid to golf. So
Yeah, that's
There's
true.
that.
yeah. So I
There's
can't.
that.
They'll always have that. But Danny Summerhays, he was in this office a couple weeks ago. We're doing some fun things with him, and he was talking about the experience I had,
Mhm.
and then he throws out the cards like, yeah, when I played there in 2017, and I was just like,
Uh-huh.
oh, it was just so cool
Uh-huh.
to like just totally transition. I mean, I don't like to talk myself much, but it was like, dude, Summerhays, like, or how was that with your family? Like your family. I was with Faldo, but he would just give me the coolest, like, chill stories about his kids caddying for him.
Yeah.
And so he made the cut.
He did.
So what a cool, but
He
yeah.
did, and he got that invitation because the previous summer he finished solo third in the PGA Championship.
Yes.
That
Which is way cool.
pretty gnarly.
Yes. Yeah. So anyway, that was when I saw Summerhays here on the list, but
Yeah. Absolutely. So I just wanted to give you a chance to note that,
Hey.
that Zach Blair, Patrick Fishburne,
There
they're
you
from
go.
Ogden.
yeah.
They're good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that is cool. We've got to take a break. When we come back on the other side, I told you we were going to talk about champions. We're going to start with George Murphy of Park City High School. They won the girls 4A championship this weekend. I was actually, Jordan, I was shocked to learn that this is the first girls championship that Park City has won.
Really?
Oh,
Exactly.
cool.
See, that was my exact. That was
But
my
I mean, I
reaction
guess
too.
because their boys team has won
Their boys
multiple
team
times.
has
Yeah.
won 6 or 8.
Yeah.
But how long
And-
have they had a girls team?
Long time.
Okay.
And we're going to hear from George Murphy. They have finished second like half a dozen times as well. I mean,
Yeah.
they have played
Yeah.
so many good golf for so many years. Anyway, finally got over the top. George
Awesome.
Murphy, when we come back on the other side, you are listening to Utah Golf Radio, powered by T-Box on the Rocky Mountain Golf Network.
That's the always a
The
bridesmaid.
Sean O'Connell Show.
Yeah,
That's cool.
Guys
I
are
went
clear.
to,
great story, man.
oh,
Well
fun.
done.
So good.
It was fun.
That is so cool.
The coolest part was I was it was done, and hole number 9, it was funny. So he was a Black Knight, the old golfer.
Gary Player.
Gary Player, yeah, gosh, he was signing autographs through like 3 sets of players, probably for 45 minutes to an hour on hole 9.
Wow.
Vallo signed 3. Like it wasn't like he just isn't. He's like an old grandpa with like grandkids, like the grumpy old men grandpa.
Yeah.
Like he was getting grumpy.
Interesting fact on Faldo,
Yeah,
he's got 3 wins.
yeah.
Other than that, no top 25.
Trusted by golfers since
It's either a
1971.
win
I mean, I'll
or
take 3 wins over.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
25.
I mean,
But,
but it's wild.
Yeah, but he
They
it's
have
fun.
3
West
wins, and then the
Vancouver is
rest
the
of the
beautiful
time,
Tawana
no
Vista
top
Golf
25.
Course, a golf oasis in the desert
Well,
with an
that-
18
so this was his 30 year. This was his 30 year
Happy
from.
day on the green. Enjoy a
So
relaxing
we
night
did
at
these
Rainbow,
things,
Montego Bay,
6 back in
Tawana,
'96.
or the Nugget. Indulge
So
in
in
delicious
1996 when he was 6
dining
back
options and make the
from,
most of your time in Wendover. Whether
what's
you're
funny
a
is I know his
seasoned golfer
nicknames,
or you're
Norman,
looking
who's
for a
the
fun
shark.
getaway, West
So
Wendover
this
has
was like we
something
did a
for
cool
everyone.
podcast
To book a tee time, go to golf.tawanavista.com.
YouTube live with
book a
him
room
and
on
Klaus on that, but
or maverickgaming.com.
so he did talk about closing. It was
Broadway
really
Media
cool to
is
hear
not
from
just
his
7 live and local
like,
radio stations
experience
and
that
digital
he
media.
came
We also
back
offer
and-
access to
and
hundreds of
but,
thousands of Wasatch Front
no, so
commuters
we
every day.
we were
with
driving up to
high
the caddy
impact
house, and
digital
he told
billboards.
us, like, I want to get
Each
some food.
billboard
Take
is
us to the
crafted by our
clubhouse. So
world-class graphic
we go
designers
past,
to give you a more
Eisenhower
captivating
House, which
visual
is like
impact. Combine your
the
billboard
practice
campaign
green,
with
first tee,
radio and digital.
clubhouse.
Your message
And it is
will have
packed.
ultimate
Like,
reach. Be heard
that
and
area,
be seen
you
with
just
Broadway
shoulder to shoulder,
Media,
you can't
your
move.
all-in-one advertising
Well, they,
solution.
when you're
For
in that
digital
area, and
billboard,
players are
email
going from
info at
clubhouse to like the practice
dwaymedia.com.
green right
That's
before the first tee, to the first
RACHEL
tee.
at
There's these guards,
dwaymedia.com.
like this is
For
uniform.
other
They just put their hands
advertising,
up,
go
and
to
there's like a line of guards in these
BroadwayMediaGroup.com.
type of lines. And everybody
Star
just knows
Racing is kicking
they
off
don't need
summer with
they
some
don't,
crashing and bashing
and,
with
and they put their hands up, and Fallo starts walking, and it literally like it's like you think of the Old Testament we're going through right now. It was like parting the Red Sea. And I made a little joke at the beginning. I was like, parting the green green C, you know. But then he was like 6 feet ahead of me, and it was loud. It'd be loud even when like people hit the first tee shot. Like there's so many people, and when you're away from the tee, of course around the tee box, number one, like, it's quiet. But when you're up by the tree, you don't want someone hitting. So it's only 30 to 40 feet away. Anyway, you said spiritual. Going back on. You talk about like spiritual, like the feeling. Fallow's like 6 feet ahead of me, and it just goes flying. It's just like this ease, and then you just hear these people, like, you know, start doing the golfers clap. Like who does golfers clap anymore? You know, like, and but I'm like walking behind, and I literally like. I was like, this is like the coolest feeling in the world. And for 15 seconds, walking.
This is Caleb Lomu, starting offensive tackle for the U. I always have my teammates back. Valor is a handy have a team of experts that will have your back. They have experience protecting people who have been injured in accidents. Don't get sacked by the insurance company. Give Handy and Handy a call.
Handy and Handy, big firm experience.
It's like small firm, complete opposite. You know, like but you feel like patrons there, and that's the thing. We joke around about patron spectators.
ESPN 700.
They're patrons. Like it was pretty cool.
It is different.
But that was cool. Cool experience. We don't need to tell that on air, but that was one.
You're listening to Paul and Jan on Utah Golf Radio.
Like it's hot.
Yeah. Utah Golf Radio coming back at you from T-Box Centerville. We're here with Preston Unk and Jordan Bloxham, getting the lowdown on the T-Box and the great things that Preston's been doing. Holy cow, man. Caddying for Nick Faldo in the par 3. You're cooler than me, Preston. George's over here laughing, going, "We knew that already."
You all can shoot lower than I can, and that's still what matters. So,
well, it's a thing, but it's just a thing. Anyway, we are coming to you in partnership with Utah's leading golf organizations, the Utah Golf Association, the Utah Section PGA, Fairways Media, the Utah Golf Foundation, the Utah Golf Course Superintendents Association, the Utah Junior Golf Association, and First Tee Utah. Paul and Jan with you today. This first hour of the show is presented by Salt Lake City Golf at slcgolf.com and the Salt Lake City Golf app. Use the app or the website to make tee times at any of the great Salt Lake City golf courses. And we are powered, as always, by T-Box at tbx.golf. Check them out. Get yourself to a T-Box where they have cracked the code on the whole golfer experience with clubs, coaching, and community. They figured it out at T-Box. It'll help your game, and you will have fun. tbx.golf. We are joined now by George Murphy, the head coach of the girls golf team at Park City High. Coach Murphy, good morning. Welcome to the show.
Good morning. Thanks for having me on.
We're so glad to have you with us today, Coach. I've got to tell you, I was just laid down flat shocked when I realized that when you guys won the 4A state championship this past week, it was the first time the girls had won. I just had this vision of the Park City Miners as being this dominant program, and you guys have been dominant. You've had so many top finishes and just played such good golf for so many years. Way to get over the top and get it done, Coach.
Well, hey, thank you. It's I'd have to say the word of the day yesterday, the day before, was finally. It was it was good to see, and we had a string of I think 6 years in a row where we finished second to Desert Hills, and we were so close, and I just on Thursday after the tournament ended, I just like, oh, please don't let this happen again.
What so tell us about coming down, let's say the last 9 holes. You've got this now look, it is good golf that you played to get second place 6 years, but still to not be over the top. What was that like, the last 9 holes?
Oh, we knew it was close. I mean, we've been neck and neck with Juan Diego all season long in our region. It was, they were a team that pushed us and we pushed them. We were, like I said, there weren't, or maybe 13, 14 strokes that divided us after the season was over. And so they have depth and we have depth, and we were, just, looking at the last 9 holes, I guess you could say, starting on 10, which kind of turned out to really help us in the end, was, we just watched a bunch of our kids come through that hole, and the pin placement on 10, which ended up being a playoff hole. was just, hard to hold the green. And so, we're just trying to encourage our kids, hey, stick with it, keep playing some solid golf. A couple of times I'm like, hey, let's go have the best back nine of your life right here. And not to put any added pressure on it, but they just, we knew their potential and what they could do. So
why would that add pressure?
I don't know. That was probably not the best thing to say, but but we would. I mean, it was always about encouragement. It wasn't about, hey, you got to birdie this, hey, you got to hit this shot, but just work your way through and keep positive and stay up.
Let's go to the playoff, because getting over the top wasn't easy. It was the rockiest road possible for you to get that last step. Walk us through the playoff and take a minute, please, and explain to us all how the playoff format works in this team event.
Oh, for sure. Well, before that, if I could mention it, we were, we finished the round and on hole 18, we knew it was close. We had some people come up and say, hey, you guys won by a stroke or two. No, you tied. No, I think Juan Diego won by a stroke. I just, we gathered our girls and just said, hey, just be ready for anything. Be ready to play more golf, playoff if that's the case. And so, just that mindset is anything can happen. Once they figure out the totals in there. So we went into the clubhouse and at first, it was like Park City won by 2. Congratulations. So there were some high fives, there were some hugs, and went outside, take a few pictures. And about 5 minutes later, they came outside and said, hey, not so fast. We have this shit boring.
Ouch.
Oh, that reeks, man.
That's that's the game. And with pure relation to but it was immediate focus from those 4 girls. It was like, okay, you have you got to go out there, do this in a playoff. Last time, I guess I would say 2004, and that's a long time ago. And the girls are like, we weren't even born then. And so we were in a playoff with boys golf against Park City and Ogden, and and then what happens in playoff format is they take their best 4 players, and we take our 4 best, and you each, they flip a coin, and that team takes their first player and they go first. They, instead of hole 1 this time, they chose hole 10. And so it just alternate tee shots. And so all 8 kids, and man, it was so cool and so tense. And
it's total strokes, right?
It's total strokes. And I actually when I was in high school, I was actually part of a playoff for my high school. So it's it's like having the 8 players, and it's a pretty crazy.
So it's a gangster, and balls are in the air, and people are hitting shots, and wow, that just sounds like fun.
What was so cool about this one was all 8 players just hit amazing drives. Like they all hit great drives. The nerves up there, we're nervous for them, and they just, they hit good drives. But we just for our girls, like our strategy going into hole 10 was like, hey, you guys make sure, that approach shot, you go to the right. You can't go right at that pin because, we've seen it all day. I mean, it wasn't as much wind as it was earlier on in the day, because the Wednesday and Thursday Wednesday was cold and windy. They were tough playing conditions, and these girls, played awesome. But that, they 3 of our kids stayed to the right. One just kind of pulled a little left, but had a great chip up, and it turned out to be a really good strategy for our girls, and they were able to pull it out. So it was super exciting, and almost even better to win it that way. A second time. No, I'm not gonna say a second time, because we didn't really win it the first time because of strokes, but for them to go head to head with Juan Diego like we've been all year, and to be able to take that challenge, and I had one of my seniors just like, hey, I want to tee off first, and I love that, and they were.
Awesome.
She's like, I'm not nervous. Like, let me go.
That is
Yep.
great. Give
They're
me the
excited.
give me the ball, coach.
Yeah.
Yep.
That is
Put me
so
in.
cool. Okay, so
That was Chloe Aldis that's who our senior was. So
That's awesome.
we're gonna miss her next year, but she did awesome this week.
that is so good. So you end up winning by 3 aggregate score on the playoff hole. And that is 18 total strokes to 21 for Juan Diego. You are the champ. Tell us about your team.
Oh, our team. Well, hey, I think we've got a pretty strong program. A really awesome freshman that came in and helped us this year. Her name's Elle Henderson. Like I said, Chloe was really clutch too. Our senior, they both finished top 10 this week. And then we had 2 that were probably second team All-State, top 20, with Ava Miller and Maddie Hadar. And right behind them, we have some, Riley Hastings and Kelly Huff that played really great the second day, both of them. And so it's, we got a lot of kids coming back, but I mean, they were united and determined, and it was so cool to watch as a coach. I mean, that's kind of what you hope for out of these kids. So it was a beautiful thing. Fantastic.
So, Coach, are you going to retire now that you've got the title? Are you done?
I don't. We got most of these kids coming back. I'd love to,
You got to go back to back.
Yeah,
repeat.
I mean, I'm admin this year. I taught. I've been teaching high school for 30 years, and this is my first year as administration. They let me coach.
And I've got to say, our producer, Zach Robinson, has texted me saying, hey, I graduated from Park City High, and Coach Murphy is one of the really great dudes up there. So
awesome.
So you're making an impact on the kids, Coach, and we really appreciate and respect that. And I'm just teasing. Preston Unk is here with us, and Preston, you've got the right idea. He shouldn't retire.
Yeah,
he
come
should
back, win again.
Back to back.
Repeat.
Back.
I heard you say that you had a freshman coming in, or played for you. That's great. You got 4 more years then.
Yeah, exactly.
That's awesome, Coach.
So
I mean, that's kind of what I'm. The plan is another 4 or 5 years for my career.
That's
before
awesome.
I do retire fully. But I mean, I've been coaching since 2004, and then started with the girls program when girls golf started in Utah with young player named Sammy Crouch that was really awesome the first couple of years that girls golf was going. And so it's I love being around both programs, boys and girls. I didn't head coach boys this year, but my assistant for 5 years, Jenny McDougal, she's awesome, and she took over the boys program, and she helps me with the girls and kind of team coach this, and so we make a pretty good duo for this for the girls golf, and so it's a lot of fun.
Well, and now that the girls that are on the team have had a taste of the win, they're going to want it even more next year. So you're just setting a precedent that now you have a winning team, and girls are going to want to come play.
And that's the hope,
Mm-hmm.
that you raise the bar, and our girls realize, hey, the Juan Diego girls, they're got most of them come back too, and they're, I know how bad it hurts to lose by a few strokes in the end with that playoff, and it stings, and they want that, they want to get back on top, and so so our girls have
You've
to
created a rivalry.
There you go.
There you go.
It's good stuff. It's good stuff. They're good kids, and we felt, it's hard to watch, how, I mean, it hurts, they're in tears, and it's just like, how much it means to them. And, and it would have been the same on our side. And these girls just love the game. And that's the relationships that we form with these kids as we go along this, with this game, that's what it's all about.
So cool. Well, Coach, congratulations. Really appreciate and respect what you're doing with those kids. Way to get over the top. And I admire what you've done. I think it's really great stuff.
Appreciate it. Thanks for having me on. You guys are awesome.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. That is Coach George Murphy. Park City High School Miners get their first girls state championship. Jordan, I just was playing when I realized they hadn't won it before. I thought they'd won several.
Yeah, it's crazy, but it's because their boys team has been
has been dominant. Yeah. And but really fun stuff, and way to go. And we also want to send some love to Kate Walker. She won the individual championship. Kate, of course, down of Coral Cliffs, Crimson Cliffs. Okay, I got both words.
Coral Canyon's always getting some love. So
anyway, she was, of course, a state am finalist this last year. She's on her way to Utah Tech, and she got her third 4A individual championship in her 4 years of playing high school golf. So way to go.
That's awesome.
Kate Walker. All right, we got to take a break. When we come back on the other side, a little things and stuff with Mike Alleman of You Into Golf. You are listening to Utah Golf Radio, powered by T-Box on the Rocky Mountain Golf Network.
ESPN 700 carrying the Stanley Cup playoffs all the way through June. We'll carry the journey to skate with Lord Stanley's Cup alongside our exclusive coverage of the NBA playoffs and
regionals.
That's different. I was Googling that because I was like,
we'll definitely
so 4A does state already. Is that how they kind of
700?
You're invited to You Into Golf for the Mother's Day sale this
just because like they got it.
Let us help build moms
they've got to
and
spread it down.
Clubs and book a free What's in the Bag club evaluation for all and ladies men hoping
that's right. When I was talking to Devin, he's like, I got
off
state,
and purchase any single pair of ladies shoe over $99 and receive a $25 gift card. You Into Golf by Worldwide Golf, trusted by golfers since 1971,
in my view,
and home to the legendary 90-day satisfaction guarantee. Get there,
guys. Did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including
the section
how you
running state is
every day?
the most important.
Right now, Revive Men's Health Salt Lake City will
Utah
check your
golf story
testosterone
of
free.
Really?
Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for?
There you
Get
go.
your skills checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you. They
the story like
guarantee
Aspen Taylor is actually
call
like,
Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test,
pretty
free exam,
vocal,
and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 801-263-7777. That's 801-263-7777.
She might be a good story because she used to like dance.
ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
She was thinking about cheerleading. She did cheerleading.
Tires you can't afford to get wrong.
Like a Cole
data
Taylor, her
analyst.
brother who went to Utah Tech.
What model did you use for these quarterly projections?
See if he gets
Astrology. If Mercury's in retrograde, sales tank. Venus is rising, we crush Q4.
You built our revenue
picked up clubs
forecast
and they golfed as a family, but then she
Zodiac.
like
Never
2
lies.
years ago, her first round, competitive rounds like 130.
This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today.
The Huntsman Mental Health Foundation is transforming mental health care through groundbreaking research, expanded treatment, and programs that support our community. Because of donors like you, these life-changing resources are available to people who need them most. If you believe every mind deserves care and compassion, you can help. Please join us. Become a monthly donor at yourbrainisbeautiful.org or text
and that's been the last 5 years since I've been in golf to see women's competitive golf.
Or if you need help, dial 988 to speak directly with a mental health
not
professional.
like big orgs and stuff like that.
ESPN 700 is
like
high.
that.
Choose your own
Like, holy
schedule.
cow.
Work directly with your
I
favorite
haven't seen somebody
DJs.
drop
and
40
get involved
strokes
with
in
your
like
favorite
a year and a
stations
half. But
and
she's here
incredible.
5 days a week,
At
and
concerts,
she's in the
sporting
gym.
and
And
community events,
but it's
live
like,
broadcasts,
and her and
events,
Kyle,
and openings, and more as part of the Broadway Media Street Team. For information,
Yeah.
text radio
Just-
to 33986. That's radio.
and then it just clicked.
33986.
And so the coolest thing about that is my daughter's danced since she was 3, and she's a really good dancer.
On Utah's #1
She has
sports
she
talk,
gets
ESPN 700 and 92.1 FM.
body. Oh yeah,
My granddaughter
and they're athletic.
You're listening to Paul and Jen.
She has one. She
Utah Golf Radio.
Maybe you can. I know a place you can go to learn.
Like it's hot.
Yeah. We are back. Kind of had a hard time getting back to work here. Utah Golf Radio, getting you inside the ropes on all things golf in Utah in partnership with Utah's leading golf organizations, the Utah Golf Association, the Utah Section PGA, Fairways Media, the Utah Golf Foundation, the Utah Golf Course Superintendents Association, the Utah Junior Golf Association, and First Tee Utah. This first hour of the show is presented by Salt Lake City Golf at slcgolf.com. And we are powered, as always, by T-Box, tbx.golf, where they have cracked the code on the whole golfer experience with clubs, coaching, and community. Get yourself to a T-Box. You're going to have fun and get better. We are at T-Box in Centerville, the intergalactic headquarters of T-Box, and we're here with the inventor of T-Box, Preston Unk. Preston, so good to see you, friend.
It's great to see you as well, like always. Intergalactic. I'm still getting used to that one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And yeah, aim big, man.
Yeah, I mean, if like, the billionaires can go to the moon or, go to space, we can take a T-Box, like hit a golf ball.
Okay. Yes, billionaires go to the moon, but you caddied in the par 3 for Sir Nick.
I'd rather go to Augusta.
Exactly. Moon, Augusta, moon.
It's kind of like heaven on earth for golfers.
Take Augusta. Yeah. Take Augusta. We're here with Preston Unk and Jordan Bloxham. And holy cow, a lot going on. All right, we are joined now by Mike Alleman from Uinta Golf. We need to talk a little Mother's Day. Mike, good morning. Welcome to the show.
Morning. Thanks for having me.
Of course. Mike, Uinta Golf has a little bit of Mother's Day stuff going on. Tell us all about it.
Yeah, I got few good sales going on. They've been going on since Monday. They'll be going on until end of day on Sunday. Where to start? 10% off all golf bags. So that's a nice little beginning of the season sale, and that's not just specifically ladies' bags. That's all golf bags. So come take advantage of that for everybody. Package sets. So your starter package sets ranging anywhere from about $299 all the way up to